Hello, everybody, and welcome to this mini-sode.
Mini-sode.
Quickie-sode.
Quickie-sode?
Mini quickie.
Short episode of
Short
the
episode.
podcast.
Yes, of the Calypso Cigar Review Podcast. I am Brandon Luna.
I am Nate Rowland.
Wait, we fucked that up. I am Brandon Luna, standing in for Randy Rankin.
And I am Nate Rowland, standing in for Brandon Luna. Oh,
We fucked that all up. You want to
we
start
suck.
over? Let's start over. Nah, fuck it. Let's just go. All right. So,
All right.
it is a mini-sode / quickie. So we're not reviewing a specific cigar together. We have a couple of different ones in honor of the fallen compadre of ours, Drew Estate, which is now part of Swisher. Hey, whatever works, right?
I have significant input on that. I don't
You do
see
have
it as a fallen Drew at all.
Oh yeah.
Actually.
Okay.
But go ahead.
No, I mean, well, let's start over because I don't want to get in trouble. No, here's the deal. Okay,
Right, cut your cigar and light it so I can. Smoke
I got a
mine.
UF4.
Thank
This
you.
is old school, first release UF4. These have only come out twice, and this is the first release. The newer releases are a lot darker. This one's a lot lighter. Makeup on this is Connecticut Valley stock cut and cured sun-grown Habano. Binder and filler on this is Brazilian Matafina on the binder, Nicaraguan on the filler.
Man,
So
you really choked that out.
yeah,
It was like difficult. It seemed like.
I'm
impossible.
reading and trying to talk at the same time here. So
All right, so I've got the Angels Anvil, TA 2014 by Crowned Head. This is the 2014 release. It's got an Ecuadorian Havana wrapper, Nicaraguan binder and filler. Kind of tastes like muddy tea.
it smells
Kind
like.
of nice. I've already punched. Yeah,
I have punched.
I'm sorry.
Mm.
That's what I do lately.
The draw on this is nice, easy draw. A little bit of spice, not a whole lot. Kind of musty. A little musty. Mustiness.
That's because you store it in your shirt pocket.
That is true. I do store it in my sock drawer, actually, where I store all my cigars. Humidity's just right in there, 65.
Is that near the come rack?
Yes, near the tissue ghosts. Tissue ghosts. The first time I heard that, such a horrible way to put it, but it's true.
All right, so you see Jonathan Drew selling out as being a fallen comrade. Why do you see it that way?
That's just the way I think online sees it. This is a rumor that's been going on for months. And if you're in the industry at all, it's been almost a year that this rumor has been out there.
Yeah.
Pretty much as soon as they started working with Royal Gold, which is the premium line of Swisher, and they produced the Nirvana for
Is it
them.
really premium?
Well, the Nirvana is a good cigar. I mean, Drew Estate makes good cigars, and the Nirvana is a good cigar. Out of the ones that they produced, I think really that was the best cigar out of the batch.
Yeah.
This rumor's been floating.
Yeah.
A lot of people see it as, oh, they're selling out, they're falling. I see it as smart business because right now with the way that things are going with the FDA, if they do in fact kill infused cigars, this gives Drew Estate doing awesome. Drew Estate an out and an able to away. God.
He's actually going to ollie his way into other countries.
Yes.
I think that's what you're going.
That's what I'm going for because they do have a very large international market for Swisher, and if you can't sell them here, you might as well have an outlet to sell them everywhere else. So it's a very smart business move, but fans are upset. And they're kind of divided. I'd say it's probably 60-40 people upset, people versus not upset, going, hey, awesome, do your thing. So
right in my face. First impression of this guy is that he's actually nice and mild. I'm not really getting a lot off of it. I'm getting a little tiny bit of walnut, a little tiny bit of cedar, not a great deal of anything at all. The burn is jacked up, though. That was probably the girliest way I could possibly hold that fucking thing. The burn is jacked up, so I'm going to let it go a little while longer before I do any corrective activity to it.
This has a couple years on it, and it is very mild. There's a good amount of cedar on it, though, right at the start, so that's interesting because I don't usually get a whole lot of cedar off Drew Estate stuff. Mostly it's that, spice. But I think it has a lot to do with the makeup on this particular one, that it's a sun-grown. So
yeah, I can see that. So my take on the Drew Estate as a former business owner is that, I mean, there's two purposes in owning the business: right? Making money and making money.
Yeah.
Right. And selling to a massive global corporation like Swisher, Jonathan obtains his goal. makes money.
For sure.
That's
yeah,
it.
for sure.
And if he's going to sell, if he's just going to sell out, he's going to make an ass ton of money, and then that's going to free him up to move on to the next thing. So, from my perspective, before the FDA statute or whatever comes down, now's like the perfect time for him to sell out and get out and move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what he comes up with next, honestly.
Well,
because you've got the Underground, you've got the League, all the Liga Privadas. What's he gonna come out with next, right?
The one good thing that they did, and they did a lot of good things with this merger, I think, is that they have a 4-year clause in there where basically Drew and Marbury are going to stay on. They're not going to fire all the staff like they did with the Toronto General thing. They're keeping everybody on board. They're keeping the culture because they know how big of a deal it was. That Drew Estate culture is huge. I mean, there's a lot of people that just, it's like, there's a lot of, they call them fanboys, but really they're just fans of the cigars. And there really is a culture around those cigars. There's people who smoke the acid stuff that then move on to the Liga Privada stuff and vice versa. It's it's one of the most diverse companies out there as far as what they produce, and people latch onto them because of that.
Yeah.
And there's a group called CATS, which is a Cigar Aficionados, Traders, and Sales. It's a group that is used to support the Cigars for Warriors, and it's been interesting seeing the comments on that forum. It's a Facebook group that's invite only, and people have been seriously divided on it. People are like really hating on it, and other people are like, it's okay.
There's nobody in the middle road. Though.
There is nobody in the middle of the road. I'm in the okay road with it because it makes business sense. Now, for people who are consumers, they just see it as it's a sellout situation. It's not that. It is a way for you to keep your product going if something comes down the pike that's going to stop a lot of the infused stuff. Now, Drew Estate's been diversifying for years. They've been buying up smaller companies that don't produce infused stuff to try and grab more of the market. And it makes sense. I mean, that was, you saw that coming. It's like, okay, well, they're trying to diversify. They're getting worried about the infused stuff. Yeah. This is another way for them to diversify. So,
well, I mean, my take on it as far as the cigar itself goes is if I can continue to get a deep dish, I don't really give a fuck who's making it. If it's the deep dish that I know and it's the same formula that I know, then I'm going to smoke it.
Yeah.
Unless they jack the price up or do something negative to the cigar, I don't give a crap who's making it.
Yeah, and Drew Estate's still going to be making it, the same factory with the same people. So
exactly,
nothing
changes there.
It's a name change, is what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really what it is. They're still going to be a strong company. They still got a good leader. They still got all the same culture that they had. They've just got different investors at this point, and that's really what it is. And you're probably going to see a lot more of this coming down the pike, just because of
there's not many boutiques
the
left to
FDA
sell out.
stuff. Yeah, there really isn't.
They're all getting gobbled right now.
Yeah. But, I mean, that's just the way it's going to go. Now, these guys, General, Altadis, their companies, Altadis, however you want to say it, that have a lot of money that can put in the money to fight the FDA stuff. So if you're under that umbrella, you're probably going to be around longer than, Joe Boutique, who has no money to do that and spends all his money on marketing and getting the cigars out. Yep. So a lot of those boutique companies are going to fall by the wayside, unfortunately, if they pass the $10 thing or whatever else passes. But this is a way for you to stay afloat and keep your business going. And especially if you can keep your people on board and keep that same culture, then, why not? It makes business sense. It makes good business sense at that point.
Go big corporations.
Yay.
Yay.
X.
So this is what we call the end of the first third, where we go take a break and watch some TV and smoke some
This is
cigar.
that, yeah. Look at that. I'm barely. This thing is
you're
burning slow.
You're making no progress. Mine actually, the burn is correcting itself little by little.
And true to its Drew Estate nature, look at the smoke coming off of that bad boy. It is just smoking up a storm.
You know my theory on that, right?
What is that?
They actually use liquid smoke.
Oh, they fuse them with liquid smoke. I think that's only the Kentucky Fire cured. That probably has some liquid smoke in it. No, it's just it's the way they roll them, man. It's just. But I mean, these guys are putting out some great product, and I hope they continue to do so.
Yep.
I wish them the best in their new endeavor, and I know Drew's going to still be, out there talking to everybody and being the same Drew he always was. So. All right, so we're going to take a break. So far, a lot of cedar, a little bit of creaminess coming into play. Not as strong as I was expecting, but darn tasty. You?
I'm starting to get a little bit of pepper, but it's still a pretty mild cigar at this point.
All right, we'll be back. That's a word. We'll be back. We'll be back.
We're going to be back.
Yeah, whatever. We're back.
Oh, we're back. Yes, we are.
We're back
All
for the
right.
second third of our cigars that we're doing that are different cigars.
He's got the UF4,
Mm-hmm.
and I've got the, you don't remember. All
Angels
right.
Anvil.
Yeah, Angels Anvil.
Yep. The TAA Exclusive from 2014.
Mhm.
Look at the ash on mine. It's got a little crookedness to it, but it's good. And I'm going to go ahead and ash it because I don't want to wear it.
Yeah.
That's
Mine was pretty epic until I stood up, actually, a couple of moments ago,
Mhm.
which was a bummer because it was a solid 2.5 incher.
Yeah, it was.
So what are we pairing with
That's
today?
what she said. We are pairing with Belhaven, the
Belhaven.
Scottish ale of winners. And we're drinking it.
Can you name any other Scottish ales?
No. Is there others? There has to be others.
Of course there's others.
Well, name some.
I don't know them either.
You dick. Why are you going to
But
bring
I'm-
something up and then not know what the
But I'm
fucking
also
names
not
are?
going to, say, oh, this is the best Scottish ale
It's
ever.
it's the best
It's the only-
Scottish ale ever.
It's the only Scottish ale we drink.
It's tasty.
For a reason.
It's available.
It's
And-
available.
yeah. that's really the reason. And we found it and we like it. So hey.
Mhm.
So if you're ever in
Sometimes
the
that first pick is the right pick.
sometimes
and,
it is, yeah.
You know.
So this UF4 has changed a bit on me. It's getting a little more stout. It started off, I thought, pretty mild,
Yep.
and mostly cedar and some creaminess to it. Now the cedar's definitely there at the forefront. A lot of spice, actually some oakiness.
Oakiness.
Oaky, along
It's
with
oaky?
the cedar, oaky. And look at the band. See the color on the band? The band is actually browning.
You're asking the colorblind guy if he sees
Oh.
the color on the band.
You can't see. You're
a
colorblind?
Fucking dick. Yes,
I didn't know
am.
you were
I
colorblind.
mention it every other episode. Just
You
about.
can see shades of things, though, right?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, this cigar is so old, the actual band's turning brown on it, so that's kind of cool.
Still no plumage.
No,
The guys at Cats would be very disappointed.
it's only got a couple of years on it. It takes like 4 or 6 years for that, unless you're really aging the shit out of them, storing them right.
See, I understand that plume is it's a cool thing to have on a cigar,
Mhm.
but the side effect of the plume is that all of the oils and the richness and the creaminess of the cigar are now on the cellophane. Are you going to smoke the cellophane?
No,
Then
but
fuck the plume.
well, most of the time you have to have it without cello to get the plume. So if you go into humidors, like I was over in Houston this week, and I was at Stokey's, and they have a lot of cigars in their humidor. They got a gigantic humidor, by
By the way, if y'all have not been to Stogies, go to Stogies.
Yeah, go to
It's-
Stokey's. It's epic.
amazing.
And they had a lot of cigars that had plume on them, and I was like, "Oh shit, is that mold?" And I went and touched it, and came right off. That's plume. I'm like, awesome. So
I thought if it came right off, it was mold.
no,
What
if it
color
comes
was
right off, it's plume. It was like a clear. It was like crystalline white.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll
Why
see.
does-
Well, you'll
why
see a
does
little
mold, dude?
splotchy. No, you'll see splotchies if it's mold. It's a difference. You can tell plume over mold. Mold won't come off. Mold stays there. Plume just kind of rubs off. It's real light to come off.
Okay.
I guess it could have been dust, but
Most likely dust.
But anyway, it looked really badass, and I wanted to smoke it, but I didn't. But I
Nice.
had some good cigars while I was there. So they have, if you are a cigar nerd, you will practically jizz your pants when you walk in there because there's so many different cigars that you've never seen before, all in one place,
There's
and it's just
nothing you can't get.
there's
Yeah.
no way to not walk out of there with something. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty crazy.
I actually went to D&B Cigar Corner down in Mesquite last week for an AJ Fernandez event,
Oh yeah,
and they had I think like 4 or 5 hand rolled like lines that were for them, rolled for them.
oh yeah.
Um,
Who rolls them?
and I knew that 4 days ago.
Mm.
but
Have since
I've
forgot.
lost it. Yeah.
So
I'll go back.
it was
over
an
those
event?
tickets. Yeah, there was an AJ Fernandez.
I
event.
hear that rep's a dick.
Yeah, he's a little bit of a dick. He
He's kind of a
skips
tool.
podcasts.
Yeah, I know.
you
What a tool. If you don't know,
That's
the
Randy
AJ
Randy.
Fernandez rep is Randy. Yes.
Yeah,
So.
for this region, not
Mhm.
not the global rep.
No, he's Oklahoma, Texas, Kansas, Missouri,
Louisiana.
Okay, yeah, and Wichita, Kansas.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's cool.
But yeah, it was a pretty cool event. But the point in the story though was the guy that had his own line of hand rolled cigars. Like he had the one that I pulled out was it was like a barber pole style. It had a I think it was like a Maduro base with spindles, for lack of a better word, basically a barber pole shape
Mhm.
of I think it was a Corojo
Okay,
wrapper, and it was really unique. It changed flavors several times, just over
cool.
just back and forth and cycled through. It was really cool.
that's cool. Yeah, barber poles are sometimes they're really great, sometimes they're not. Depends if it's not rolled correctly, then it starts to fall apart on you as you smoke it, and that's kind of frustrating. But
No, this one held its shit. It was actually a Perfecto Gordo, if I had to give it a name. The thing was
Okay.
like 9 miles long.
Oh, wow.
But it was a Perfecto on the end.
You would smoke that, yeah.
Of course I would.
It's like a 7-inch cigar or something
Yeah,
like
it was like a
7x60 or some shit.
I think it was a 7x60 actually, but
Wow.
but it came to a point on the mouth end,
Mm.
and it, I
Yeah.
had the Perfecto end on the other end.
Yeah,
it was
that's
a pretty
cool.
smoke. It was like $6. It was pretty cheap.
Yeah.
D&B Cigar Corner, Mesquite. Go there if you're in the area.
Yep. Check it out. It's like one of the few places you can smoke in Mesquite. From what I
It's the
understand.
only place.
The only place you can
It's
smoke.
the only place that you can smoke in Mesquite.
That's horrible.
They were grandfathered in. They passed an ordinance, and then that store was the only cigar store that was open at the time. Cigar Lounge that was
Yeah.
open at the time, and they just got grandfathered in, and they've been in continuous existence since. And the city of Mesquite isn't going to pull their license
That's good.
because
that's good.
that would
But see, if that shop ever
terrible.
closes down,
never
done.
again.
No more smoking
Never
in
again.
Mesquite. That's horrible.
So as far as this cigar goes,
Okay.
I'm actually getting a lot of creaminess. I had a very, very small amount of pepper at the beginning. It's gone away. It's totally creamy. It's actually kind of a stereotypical, like, actually, it's almost Cameroon,
Mhm.
I think, as far as its flavor profile goes. But it's
Interesting.
real mild. I wouldn't call it full bodied at all, but it's tasty.
Yeah.
You know, like I was telling you off camera, it doesn't scream specific cigar. It screams cigar. This is a cigar. It's a general cigar.
But not a
there's-
general cigar.
Not a general
It's a
cigar.
crown head. It's a crown head cigar.
It's
Yeah.
a crown head cigar.
But in
it's a
general, it
generic-
has a cigar flavor. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's funny is I've heard
not
that from a
anything
lot
specific.
of the TAA line stuff that comes out. Every year they get a new person to make the TAA stuff.
Yep.
And I've kind of heard that from most people that the TAA stuff is not. There's not a lot of wow factor there. I think
Mhm.
Cigar Coop said that in one of his reviews.
Yeah.
But they're good cigars. So,
Yeah.
but I
it's
think
good.
what you tend to do when you're blending for everybody is you try and make middle of the road.
Mhm.
You know, you want a middle of the road cigar that everybody's going to like, and that's what they go for. They don't go for the strongest cigar or the mildest cigar. It's something kind of middle of the road.
Yep. And that's exactly what I'm pulling off here. I'm getting a good deal of smoke off the what's the word I'm trying to think of?
You getting
Brandon?
waftage?
Waftage.
You getting
what I'm
waftage?
looking for. I'm getting some waftage.
Advancism? Yeah.
Advances. I'm getting some waftage. I'm getting a good amount of smoke. It's actually got a really great mouthfeel.
Cool.
Which is
Yeah,
pretty cool.
This thing's changed on me again just since we've been smoking it. I'm getting like some nuttiness now. So to tell you how old this guy is, I think it maybe have more than 2 years on it because I got it from JD a couple years back.
Oh, back when he was in. Is that back when he ran the event here, like 3 or 4?
Probably,
years
yeah.
ago?
Probably way back when, yeah. So it's got some age on it. But yeah, it's tasty. The first one I smoked to these fell apart and I was mad that I smoked it too early. Because I had just got them. Like, I just got these, I'm smoking it. It was like, I'm like, oh, shit.
Man.
So, it's just my
What's good?
noobness because it was, fresh and I hadn't let it sit. So
What you got to do is you got to take actually strips of duct tape to
And
hold the cigar together.
there you go, yeah.
Just kind of wrap it up.
Well, they need to have Gorilla tape that's made of tobacco leaf or something. Make it Gorilla. Do
I
it.
would buy that. I would buy the fuck out of that.
Have you ever tried to repair a cigar?
Yes, actually, I had an Ashton ESG fall apart on me, or start to fall apart on me, a couple of months ago. And like Matt carries this glue stuff, you just apply to it, and then you take a donor cigar, like like a
Whatever. Yeah.
whatever. Trim off the wrapper, put it on there, and it works.
Yeah, it works fine. Just it takes a little patience, and you got to make sure you cut the right size wrapper to go on there. You want to go a little bit over the size that you need, and you spray that stuff. I usually spray it on the wrapper that I'm putting on the cigar, not on the cigar.
Yeah.
And it's like a, what is it, like a vegetable gum or something? I don't know. It's some sort of fruit gum or some shit. I don't know. But it works well, and you just got to let the cigar acclimate and probably give it a week before you smoke it, probably.
Something
I
or
would
other,
say.
pectin.
Yeah, pectin. There you go. Fruit pectin. That's what it's called.
Not fruit pectin.
It is fruit. It's fruity. I don't know.
It's fruity. It's not fruit pectin.
Some sort of pectin.
We'll look it up over the break.
But yeah, it works well. So if you have a cigar that's got a cracked foot, screw it, smoke it. Doesn't matter, But if it's cracked further up, you can usually repair that. If it's cracked near the mouth, you'll repair that when you smoke it. It's not a big deal.
Otherwise,
anything in the middle.
You're in for a bad time if it's in the middle and you don't repair it.
Yeah, you got to repair it.
I've had that happen.
And if you're just
more
missing,
often than
if
I
you've got just like a spot of the wrapper missing, like this does, you're probably fine.
Yeah.
If you can see the binder and you're probably good. But if it's got a literal crack,
You mean
then
like that one there?
yeah, then you're good. Yeah, that's just a spot that's missing.
No, I'm talking about up near
Oh, that one right there. That's
Yeah.
that's a big chunk that's missing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that came off when I was smoking it. So yeah, these things have been at the bottom of the humidor for a while, man. So
Now, in your humidor, do you actually cycle your cigars? Like once a week? How
I don't do
often
it once a week. I do it once a month. I just go through and I take everything out, make sure all the humidity stuff is where it needs to be, and then put stuff back in accordingly. I've got 2 large, those Rocky Patel Edge things that hold like 50 cigars or whatever that they have on the shelves there. I got a couple from him, so I just put a crap ton of sticks in there with the humi packs and stuff. That goes at the bottom. So what I'll do is I'll take those and rotate them all, and take some from one, put it in the other, and then everything goes stacked on top of that. And boxes that are on near the bottom go to the top. Boxes on the top go to the bottom.
Do you have a particular mechanism that you use, or
I use humi packs and beads. That's what I do. So
do you organize your cigars in a particular way inside of your humidor, or is it just toss them in there?
I mean, I use a lot of you get boxes at cigar shops and just take the lids off the boxes and put your cigars in there. Or I've got plastic bin, snap lock bins. Yeah, snap lock bins, and I use those as well. Those usually go on top of everything else. But yeah, I try and keep it. I have like my Fuentes together and my Padrones together, and that's about as organized as I get. I'm not going to go crazy and try and keep like all the same, cigars together. I have a couple that I leave in the box. If I get a box of something like Cubans or whatever, not that I have any of those, I put them together.
He definitely doesn't have any. That's not a Cuban.
No, it's not.
No, that's not the Cuban. I picked up the only one that wasn't a Cuban. Son of a bitch.
But yeah, so I try and keep that stuff together. And now for storage, a lot of people like to keep their Cubans a little drier than the rest of their stuff. And I keep my stuff at 62, 65, so that's fine. That's what I like it at. And that's it, yeah. And then I got a couple humidors, and those just have, the Bovita packs in them, or Bovita packs, or whatever you call that. And I do that thing.
Boba titty packs.
Boba titty?
Bovine
packs.
titties. I usually keep mine. I try to keep mine between 65 and 70. But I also keep the cellophane on. Generally speaking, I have a couple that are naked. But here lately, I've actually, like my humidity, like over the weekend, an individual who I will not name, but you know who I'm talking about.
Okay.
I had my humidor sitting outside because that's where we all were, and we were just basically chain smoking cigars all weekend. And it's like 8:30 at night, and he goes and grabs a cigar out of my humidor, and then we come back in and we're playing pool, and I come back out at 10, and it's open.
Oh no.
I'm like, oh no. It's like, shit, well, it's dark. I can't read the hydrometer or whatever. But I get it home, and it's like 42. I was like, shit.
42 RH?
Yeah, so I closed it, and I kept it closed all for all of Sunday. And I opened it up yesterday. It's like 53. I'm like,
Yeah, fuck. It'll get there.
It'll get there, but it's
if
just...
you have a lock it.
I am going to start using those.
If you have a lock, just lock it and leave it for like a week. Just get a couple out. If you have like one of those little things you can take with your travel deals, fill that up, with a little Humi pack, lock it and leave it. Because I had that happen to me too, where I opened everything up and I had the windows open. Because it is good to rotate the air in your humidors and just get fresh air in there.
Yeah, but that's a short. That's a short time frame thing.
But it does. It shocks it. It goes from 65 down to 53 pretty fast, and then it takes a couple days for it to get back where it needs to be.
It keeps dropping, especially this season.
Are you using the little beads with the liquid stuff or whatever?
So I've got a couple of, I think they're called black ice gel cans. I've got one in each corner on the bottom.
Okay.
I've got a 72 RH Pavita pack in the top rack.
So just put some more gel in those, or put some more of that liquid in those things, and you'll probably get the RH back pretty fast.
Yeah. Probably do that today.
Yeah.
I've been kind of lazy about it lately.
Get to it, man. We're going to take a break, come back for the last third of our cigars, the UF4 and the Angels Anvil 2014. We are back for the last third of the UF4 and the Angels Anvil 2014 by Crown Heads. My Angels Anvil is not the Angels Anvil. It is the UF4, but it is angelic because it's very tasty at this point.
Nice tie in there.
Yeah, because I screwed it up and I just kind of wrapped it around that.
Yeah.
It's like
you wrapped it around more successfully than that wrapper is currently handling your cigar.
It is falling apart, yeah. But
unfortunate.
Yeah. Oh look, there's a split now.
Oh no.
Damn it. I'm almost done with it though, and it's darn tasty. I just purged it because I was yapping too much, and it went out, and there was like a blue flame, like this far. Yeah, and now since I purged it, it tastes awesome. So.
Well, so mine has actually stayed middle of the road all the way. It's a nice, it's actually a nice smoke for the time of the day. It's like 240
Yeah, something like that.
in the middle of the day.
Mhm.
It's not gonna blast your palate so that whatever you smoke after, it's gonna taste like garbage.
Yeah.
Which is actually what I really like in my first cigar of the day is something middle of the road,
Mhm.
either chocolatey or generic. That's
Yeah.
kind of my first cigar of the day kind of thing. So as far as what it is and where it is in the day and how I'm smoking it, it's the perfect cigar for now.
Mm.
You know,
Cool.
7:30 rolls around. This is my fourth or fifth. I'm gonna put it out halfway.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you want something with a little more meat to it.
Exactly.
Meat on them bones. Yep. This is turned into a full-bodied, full-flavored smoke. It started off pretty mild, I think, because of the age on it,
See,
and just progressively got stronger.
and now
So,
you've got to go the rest of the day with that being your first or second cigar of the day.
that's okay. This is my second, man. And my second was decidedly milder than this, or my first one was decidedly milder than this one. So for a second cigar, it's a good ramp up.
What was your first cigar of the day?
It was a PDR. It was actually an A. Flores series Privada in a Habano wrapper, so it was mildish with some
Sounds
spice.
pretty mild, yeah.
Yeah, but it has a nice flavor to it.
Cool. So you mentioned you're headed off somewhere this afternoon.
Yeah, I'll be hitting a couple of shops this afternoon, making the rounds there. So I've got a couple more places to go, but we've got another review in us, I think, here, probably.
You think?
Maybe?
Maybe?
No?
I don't know. I think we
Possibly?
might. Depends on how much my boss gripes at me.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm not technically off the clock right now.
Yeah, I'm working right now.
Yeah, that's the advantage of being a cigar rep over a
Mhm.
software engineer.
Exactly.
This is fun. That's work.
Mhm.
Same activity.
Yep. We'll be doing another one of these soon, though. I think probably Friday.
Cool.
We gotta keep the beast alive. We can't let the Calypso
Yeah.
Cigar Review die.
Yeah.
And we had another episode that was actually done by Nate, his first appearance on camera. This is actually
It's not
his
actually
first.
my first appearance on the camera, dude.
Well, yeah, but
you got the angel share out of me. The angel share back in the day.
oh yeah, that's
that,
right.
that was my first appearance on the show.
I didn't even think about that. Forgot
And
about
then
that one.
there's been a couple of others, I'm sure.
Yep. But there was a long lost episode that will never air.
It's because one of us was really hammered.
Yeah. It wasn't me.
I'm not going to say whether or not it was me, but it wasn't.
Yeah. So that happens. If you go back, you want to watch us hammered, go back to our Monte Cristo Edmundo episode in
I forgot
Mexico.
about that one.
There was another one in there too. We're just like
Mexico, meaning your
Yeah.
garage.
we're just like, yeah, man.
I can't believe you published that. Why would you publish that?
I don't know. It was fun.
So we'll pull back the curtain. Actually, for every 2 shows we publish, there's a third
that doesn't get
that
published.
does not get published.
We're speaking in tongues at that point. Yeah. So that happens.
We should release a gag reel.
We should. Yeah, we should.
That would be a long fucking gag reel.
Yeah, it definitely would. So,
I just asked myself.
did
That
you?
was unpleasant.
Oh, that's not good. Don't do
Kind
that.
of burny.
Yeah. Man. Yeah, I got to hang out with some good people this week, though. I got to hang out with Jay Lundy from AKA and Tom Poehler. Good guys over in Houston.
BK, that's American Kick-Ass, right?
American Kick-Ass, yep.
Yeah.
Also known as American Kick-Ass. Yeah.
Where are they based out of?
They're actually out of here. They're in Richardson. They
Oh,
moved
yeah?
their shop. They were really close to Calypso, and they moved further down the street on Arapahoe, but they're still
Good riddance.
right here. So, yeah.
Wait, does that mean that we're going to wind up moving closer if we...
I don't know. They're good guys, though, man. Real good guys, yeah.
I need to stop by then. I haven't been to a great number of shops over the last year, so I really need to broaden my horizons.
Well, those guys are a manufacturer. They manufacture the AK, and they don't have a B&M per se. They just
Any building you can walk into
and get a cigar
is a shop.
Okay, give me some samples.
That's actually a good idea. Bring some scotch. Scotch. I finally got around to watching Anchorman this
Had you
weekend.
never seen
I had
Anchorman?
never seen Anchorman.
Are you the first one?
The first one.
Are you kidding me?
The first one. Stacy actually made me sit down and watch the show.
And what'd you think?
And I'm glad she did. I
Yeah,
laughed
that's
my
freaking
ass
hilarious, man.
off. I laughed my ass off for like 3.5 hours.
Second one, not as funny, but still funny. It's got its moments, but
I wish you hadn't have said that because that's on the plate for tomorrow night.
Mhm.
Damn.
it's still funny. Which one are you watching? Because there's like 4 different versions.
The
the-
one that's available when you search for Anchorman on iTunes.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, it could be the unrated one. I think there's the PG-13, which is the one that came out in the theater. Then there's the R-rated. Then there's the unrated, and then there's the super duper cut. That's like extendo, whatever.
Cut, is that the uncut?
Uncut, yeah, whatever. There's like four. There's literally 4 different versions of that movie. So I've seen both PG-13 and the unrated, and the unrated was definitely funnier. So
Nice.
check that one out if that's what you have access to.
Nice.
It should be. And watch all the credits. There's a lot of stuff mixed in with the credits. So
Was that the case with the first one? Because if so, I missed out.
yeah, there's something after the
Shit.
credits on the first one too. Yeah.
I've learned, and it kind of, it's a mild irritation
Mhm.
because I'm exactly the opposite. But I've learned that this new friend of mine,
Mhm.
she's not one that sits for the credits.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we went and saw the Dracula movie last week.
Oh, how was that?
Dude,
Was it good?
it was
good.
Castlevania.
Oh, okay.
It was Dracula told. So it was basically the Dracula origin story as told by the Belmont family.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was like there was like this super tie, and nobody acknowledged that, it's the same. It's the same guy.
Yeah.
Dracula from the Dracula movie, and Dracula from Castlevania. Same
Yeah.
guy, same exact guy. The motivation, the transformation,
Hmm.
the whole storyline. It's the same guy, and so it was really cool seeing that origin story, seeing Dracula before he was this, all-powerful, godlike being.
Yeah.
Right? He had basically two superpowers. Right? He had like the stereotypical, healing factor that vampires have, and he could control bats and he could move quickly,
Okay.
and that was it. So like he didn't have this, mind control power, and he didn't have 15 different forms that he can transform into, and he didn't have all these epic weapons. It was just the guy,
Yeah.
and it was badass.
Cool. The
It was
trailer
a
looked
really
awesome. I wanted
great
to see it.
movie.
Yeah.
Like I was really surprised because.
It's one that you and I'd be like, fuck yeah, and Randy'd be like, oh, I don't want to see that.
Well, when I told Randy the same thing a couple of days ago, he's like,
He's like, great, I'm glad it's on video so I can skip it twice.
Yeah.
That's his line.
he does not have a great appreciation for epic movies.
He has a great appreciation for independent films
Yeah.
that make me fall asleep.
Same here. Yeah, but yeah, it was a great movie. You've got to see it if you haven't. Take Sid; she'll
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah, I'll check it
There's
out.
not a lot of I think it's rated PG-13.
I think it is too. Yeah.
There's not, there's like not gratuitous sex. There's gratuitous violence.
Yeah, that's okay.
But it's stylized. There's like
In America, we like that.
there's there's blood for a reason.
Yeah.
It's not just like, oh no, I hit this guy with my fist and he exploded into this
Yeah.
cloud of blood. It's it's the amount of blood makes sense for the setting. So I would feel comfortable taking my 10-year-old or 12-year-old nephew
Yeah.
to watch the movie.
And they would think
You
it's awesome.
Yeah, and I wouldn't
Yeah.
have to explain why that man is putting his pee-pee in her hoo-ha or anything.
Yeah,
like
right.
that. So
Where is he?
It's really
what is he doing?
Yeah.
He's pushing her to the hospital.
So yeah, great movie.
Cool.
You got to go see it.
Yeah, I'll
Take
check it out for sure.
Yeah. So, what's your final word on your UF4?
I wish I had more. Well, I have more, but they're they're the second release. So I got 3 or 4 of the second release on that, so we'll give them a go.
Thanks for
later.
sharing those.
I brought one because I didn't know you were going to be here. So
I'm always here.
yeah,
That's what I do. I'm never not here.
Yeah, okay, whatever. We'll get one.
I'm
We'll get
here
one
more
eventually.
than I'm in my office.
True enough.
Let's not show this one to my office. We'll keep that secret here. Don't say anything. Don't say anything.
Don't think. We will not speak of this again.
So mine, stayed mild. Stayed middle of the road. Picked up a little tiny bit of pepper.
Yeah.
Little tiny bit of spice. I'm getting hints of cumin, but I think that's because I'm, kind of schizoid about shit. Because who puts cumin in a cigar?
Yeah.
But whatever.
It's what your palate says, man. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
this got really nutty on me in the second third, and the last third it's all spice and
Nice.
like deep tobacco flavors, and that's really about it. So
If you had to eat, if you had to pick a meal, like a meat meal, what would you pick to go with that?
I'd go pork with this.
I'd go pork with this too.
Really?
Yeah. Interesting.
That's kind of middle of the road. Cigars tend to be like a pork cigar. When you go like heavy meaty, like for me, like the Headley Grange, which tastes like meat, I'd go with like a dark, like nice steak,
Yeah,
like
mine's
a ribeye or something like that.
my general go-to with a cigar normally I go for much more powerful cigars.
Yeah, me too.
I'll go with a steak.
Yeah.
Like the Liga 9.
Yeah.
That's a perfect tenderloin, perfect steak tenderloin.
It is, yeah.
It's great. But
T52 as well.
I had a T52 yesterday. I was not impressed.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's the first one I've had in probably 3 or 4 months.
I like T52.
First one I had 3 or 4 months ago. It was great.
Yeah.
And when I smoked this one, after having much more variety under my belt, it was like, man, there's more out there with the same flavor profile that's not $15.
Yeah. Nica Rustica.
Nica Rustica is
a good bold profile, which is great.
Great
with
cigar.
Steak. Yeah, great with
cigar.
steak. Yeah. And those are inexpensive. So yeah.
Yeah, what are they, like $8?
They're cheap. Yeah. I say cheap. It's still $8 for a cigar, but that's cheaper than 15 or 20.
Is that an Alec Bradley line or?
No, that's your state.
I always forget, dude.
Hmm.
You had the CAO Amazon Basin?
Yes, we reviewed it.
Oh fuck.
It was good.
I wanted to smoke one of those next.
Yeah, it's tasty. It is tasty. I heard you tried to smoke through the band.
I didn't try to smoke through the band. I smoked the band successfully.
I heard it was
It was
nasty.
nice. No, it was nice, dude.
It
was nice. It's tobacco.
Yeah, I know.
It's the same tobacco that's the wrapper.
I understand that, but it's not cured and stuff. You're
It's
supposed to take it off.
It's more wrapper, and the wrapper is great on that cigar. Why not
It's a
smoke
good
it?
cigar. If you haven't tried
It's
that,
a great cigar.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard to get. So check out your local vendors and see if they have it. And if they have it, pick up I'd say pick up 5, just because you're gonna smoke one, you're gonna go, hey, that's good. And then I'm looking forward to aging. I have a couple, I think 3. I think I bought a 5er here.
I don't know that it would age very well.
I think it would. I think
you'd have to baby it, like really baby it, because it's already kind of a dry stick by itself.
Well, it's the mouthfeel on it's very dry, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But we'll see. I've got a couple. I'll probably end up keeping 2 of them for aging and see how it does. I like doing that with 5ers. Just smoke through 3, and if it's really strong, and I think that works better with really strong cigars. If it's a really strong cigar and you age it, you're going to age out some of that strength, but you're going to get more complexity from it. You'll get more of the underlying, what was really there, what they blended for. So it all depends.
You know who's doing 5ers now?
Who?
AJ Fernandez, the Bull.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, they're doing a 5er now for like $33, including tax.
This segment is sponsored by AJ Fernandez. No, that's a good deal. It's actually
a good stick, and it's a great deal. $6 for the Bull. I mean, I remember when they first dropped, I was paying $12, and I was happy to do it.
Yeah.
Half that? Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah.
So anyway,
good
any
stick.
closing notes?
No, that's pretty much it. Just make sure you check us out at all the places you can normally find us: iTunes, Podomatic, Spreaker, Stitcher, Podcast Land, YouTube. We're all over the place. Add us on the Twitterverse at Captain Funky Pants.
I'm at Cigar Deet Nate.
And add Randy Rankin too at AJF
Randy.
Yep. And Calypso Cigar Review on Facebook and Calypso Cigar Shop and Lounge on Facebook as well.
All right.
So as always, it's been great smoking with you guys.
See you later, Brandon.
See you later, Nate. Cigar Deet Nate. In the flesh.
Dig.